Hello there, it's Joseph Spada. I am the Adult Family Home Administrator Certification Training Instructor, and today I want to show you how to use the homework templates to help you do the homework assignments. And so I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to, on the instructions to do these assignments. So I am going to assume here that you are already logged in to your Canvas shell and that you already found your course. If you are not yet in your course, go to courses here from the far left menu, and that should show you all the courses available to you. In this case, I'm using this one particular course here, but it doesn't matter. They're all set up the same way. So let's start by going to assignments on the left navigation links here, and you should see a screen that looks like this. Now on the top right, you can show things by date or by type. Now, when you show them by date, they may look like this in the beginning, which is a little more possibly messy, I guess might say. But if you show by type, it organizes everything very clearly. So let's say assignment 2, house rules. You're going to click on that. And here you're going to have the instructions for assignment number 2. Assignment number 2 is to write adult family home rules. Okay, so here you have a template which is made available to you. You don't have to use the template. You can write it from scratch. That's just fine. But if you want to use the template, it says here to refer to this template. It also refers you to your manual for some more detailed instructions. In this case, it would be Module 2, page 52. Okay, so you don't want to click Start Assignment yet. You click the Start Assignment button when you're ready to upload your finished assignment into Canvas to get credit for it and for it to be graded. But the first step is to actually create your house rules. So you're going to click on house rules. It's going to open a new document called Adult Family Home House Rules. So I'm going to walk you through this document, and I'm going to give you some examples as to what to do and how to go about this. But the first step is for you to save this template to your computer. You will not be able to edit what you see on your screen right now. The reason for this is that you are a viewer of this template. If you were to be able to have editing access, then you would make changes to the templates, which all other students across all colleges will see. So obviously that's not possible. Now what you want to do is to save this template to your computer. So you have two options. You're going to go to the File menu on the top left, and from here you can either make a copy or download a copy to your computer. If you click Make a Copy, that's one option. It will make a copy of this file in your Google Drive. So simply by clicking here, you will then go to your Google Drive and a copy of this file will be there. Now you can go ahead and edit your copy because that will now be your unique copy. Option number 2, go to Download and download Microsoft Word. That is going to prompt you to save a copy of this file as a Microsoft Word on your computer. So save it someplace on your computer where you can find it. Maybe you have a school folder or an assignments folder, specifically where you keep all these assignments, and you save it to that folder. Then you can open that on your computer and you'll be able to edit the template. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, you're going to start, obviously, customizing some items and then reading the instructions. Now, I'll start with the instructions, obviously. Everything that you see in the beginning here, how to write great house rules, etc., these are all instructions for you. So once you read them and you've done your template and customize it to meet your needs, you don't want to keep that there. So you're going to hit delete and get rid of all of this text. You're going to get rid of all the yellow highlights. Anything that's highlighted in yellow, you're going to remove it, because again, these are simply instructions, guidance, ideas, etc., which you can use to help you write a template. Okay, so read them, and when you're finished, delete all the instructions and highlighted text. Okay, so you're going to go, for example, you can double click on the header, which is the very top, and that lets you put your business name, your address, your logo, whatever you want. Now, if you don't have a business name or a logo or anything like that yet, it's okay. Just simply put your name. Now, of course, here it says ABC, Adult Family Home House Rules. So rename that appropriately to your business name. And then as you go forward into this document, you're going to see that I've already included a lot of options for you. So you should discuss privacy, you should discuss personal hygiene, attire, what happens to the resident's belonging. Okay, so what are rules that you're going to have in your adult family home for all these items? And I want you to think about this as a way of explaining to people how things work when they move with you. What should they expect? Can they bring belongings? When do you serve meals? How do you protect their privacy? These are all items that people would have questions about, and or they address issues that would come up or circumstances that would come up at some point in the future. And those circumstances, you've already clarified how they're going to be handled or addressed or resolved. That's the point of agreements and policies, is to explain the process by which you do things, or the process by which any problems get addressed and resolved. So you always want to think about it from that perspective. The other thing that's very important when you do house rules is you want to make sure you don't violate any resident rights. Resident rights are found in RCW 70.129. So please be sure to read that carefully so that you understand exactly what residents' rights are. And there are some fine lines here, which I'll give you some specific examples in just one moment. But for now, you can see that here we have a question to privacy. How will the resident's personal privacy be respected in your adult family home? Now, that's a question for you. It does not belong in your house rules, okay? It's a question for you to help you think along the right lines. So for example, one item would be residents and visitors may not enter another rooms uninvited. Okay, what could be another way that you protect residents' privacy? For example, resident records are confidential records and may not be accessed by visitors or other persons who are not directly related or involved in the care of a resident. So that's another way. So you can think about anything that would be relevant relative to privacy and include it there as a house rules. Okay, and remember also, house rules need to be practical, they need to be understandable, they need to be easy to follow. It has to make sense. It has to really explain to people how things work. So that's the main goal. Okay, so now we have attire, which is clothing. Residents should be dressed appropriately while they are in the home's common living spaces. Now you can see that's an actual statement, and it's a statement that's very appropriate as you're telling people that when they are in a house, they should be appropriately dressed. And then we expand on it just a little bit by saying that if a resident becomes unable to do so independently, the provider will provide the needed assistance and reevaluate for potential negotiated care plan modifications. Okay? Now, if you wanted a dress code for visitors and for your staff, you might also include that here. And again, be reasonable. People should be dressed appropriately for the weather. They should not come to the home in a bathing suit and bare feet, whatever seems appropriate to you. If you can't think of anything else, just go ahead and delete that, and because you won't need to have these instructions, okay? Belongings. Now here is an example probably that will be relevant based on resident rights. So I'm just going to read this and explain it to you. Residents are encouraged to personalize their spaces. The resident can bring larger items such as furniture so long as those fit in their personal space and do not cause tripping or safety hazard. Okay, so very reasonable. You're welcome to bring anything you wish so that it feels like your home. But of course, we don't want it to become a safety issue. If a resident intends to place larger items in the common areas of the home, they must first consult with the administrator to ensure that such items do not infringe on other residents' personal space. So this is very important because, of course, your duty, part of your duty, is to protect all residents and is to advocate for all the residents' safety. So therefore, if somebody wants to bring, a 7-foot couch and put that into your living room, well, you might want to have a say in that. We can say, okay, so it's very reasonable as long as it doesn't pose a safety hazard or infringe upon other people's spaces, obstruct access to essential facilities. The administrator will work with the resident to find an appropriate location for the item that does not impede the free movement or safety of the resident. Okay, so you can see here that we're not specifically putting a restriction on a resident's ability to bring their personal belongings and put those elsewhere in a home, but we're saying that you will consult with them to make sure that whatever they would like to do is not going to infringe upon anyone else's personal space or cause any type of safety hazard for other people. Okay, so that's how it goes. Now, on meals, it is perfectly fine for you to say that you're going to serve meals at specific times. But at some point, you also want to clarify, based on resident rights, that the resident can elect to eat at different times based on their personal needs and preferences, so long as they do not disrupt the meal service of others. Okay, so we're saying we serve meals at a specific time, but if you would like your meals at a different time, or if you don't want to go to the dining room with the other residents and you would prefer to eat in your own room, it's okay to do that. But obviously, I also put in another statement there to encourage people to be participating in sort of a social interactions by saying we believe that socialization during meals times is essential for our residents' emotional well-being and encourage them to take advantage of the opportunity to connect with others. However, we also recognize that each resident's privacy and comfort are paramount, and we respect their decision to eat in their room if they wish to do so. So you can see in this example that we are setting some structure, but we're also reminding them that they have a right and that we will honor their right to choose to do things the way they want to do it. So when you write these rules, this is something that is very important to keep in mind, to always ensure that you do not infringe upon their right to make decisions about their daily lives, to have decisions and to have a say in what they want to do, how they like to do it, because you have to respect that and you have to promote that. So that's why I put that in writing. Okay, so this is an example of how you want to go about writing some of these rules. So that's it. You're going to keep going down, read everything that's already there. You're going to need to know your adult family house rules in and out, right? So you can follow them yourself and implement them and explain them to your residents as needed. So make sure you read everything real carefully and go down, slowly but surely in the fashion that I'm explaining. Here you have some other suggestions like live-in pets are or are not. Okay, so again, make sure you adjust this according to your specific desires and preferences and needs. If you are happy to accept pets, then say that you do. If you are not, then say you don't. But either way, don't leave it like this because it's not going to be complete or accurate. All right, so here we have some things about resident conducts again. So I'm giving you some examples. You can expand on it. Same for parking. On house rules, on monetary gifts, you want to be very careful there. So make sure you read that. And then we're also giving people a way to voice any grievance they may have. And so we want to be clear about that, the fact that you're open to helping solve any concern or grievance they may have. You want to encourage people to let you know when something isn't right so that you have an opportunity to make it better. Okay, so that is how you go through this house rule assignment and make it work for you. Now at the very bottom here, you can click on the footer, of course, and delete this footer. You can put your own name here because obviously these are going to be your policy. Okay, so that's what you do. Now when this is complete and you have done that, you're going to go back to the house rule assignment number 2, and now you can click Start Assignment. So you're going to click this button and you can see that it opens up a new window at the bottom, like this box at the very bottom of your screen, and that's where you're going to click Upload File. You're going to click this button. Now it's going to ask you to choose a file, so you're going to click this and you're going to choose your completed house rule document, which you have saved, hopefully, so you don't lose your work. And you're going to select your house rule files, and then you're going to click Submit Assignment. You can put a comment here if you wish, but click Submit Assignment, and this will upload your assignment into Canvas. It's going to credit your submission, and then it will give me an opportunity to take a look at it, and or your instructor, me or any other instructor that is teaching your class, to review it, give you feedback if necessary. So there you go. This concludes how to do your house rule assignment. Okay, again, if you are confused, lost, if you're not sure what to do, read the instructions. Just take a deep breath and read the instructions because they do clarify how you do this. Okay, so that's it. Have a good day and good luck.